Hi everyone, welcome back to my SQL series. In the previous video, we learned what is function, parts of function, types of functions, and single row function as well as multi-row functions. In this video, we clearly understand the difference between SRF and MRF. Guys, I'm telling you, this is very important for your interviews and exams. So have your full concentration throughout this video. And if you haven't watched the previous video, first watch that and then come back. Now we will see the difference. The first point is how both works. SRF works on one row at a time. It means it takes only one row, processes it and gives output. But MRF works on many rows together. It does not work row by row. It works on the full column. For example, upper function, which is an SRF, works on one name, that is one record, whereas count function, which is an MRF, counts all the names, that is it works on many rows. Second point is input. For SRF, input is only one row. It takes one row and returns one result. For MRF, input is many rows. It takes all rows together and calculates. For example, we have length function, which is an SRF function which takes one name and find the length of that name. And an MRF function called average, which takes all the marks, that is multiple rows, and give one output, that is average of all marks. Now the third point is output. Guys, listen carefully. This is very important. In SRF, every row gives one output. So if there are 5 rows, you will get 5 outputs. But in MRF, no matter how many rows are there, output will be always 1. And guys, this is the main difference. Fourth point is number of rows returned. In SRF, output rows are same as table rows. If there are 20 rows, SRF will also return 20 rows. But MRF always returns only one row. And the last point is purpose. Guys, purpose means why do we use SRF? Why do we use MRF? SRF is used to modify the data. That is, it can change the given name into uppercase or lowercase using upper and lower function. MRF is used to calculate the data. That is the count function, which is used to calculate how many rows present in the table. And average function calculates the average value of a set of numbers. And guys, please remember this. SRF is a row level function and MRF is a table level function. That is, SRF acts on individual rows while MRF operates on a group of rows and return a single result for that group. Now we will understand SRF and MRF using some queries. Guys, here the student table which has 4 rows and 3 columns, that is ID, name and marks. Now we will see our first query. Display all the students' name in uppercase. Here select keyword which is used to display the output. Whatever we write after select will be shown as result. Upper function is an SRF function and it converts text into capital letters. And guys, name is the column on which upper function is applied. From students means the data is taken from the students table. Now guys, you should also know how this query executes. SQL goes to student table. It takes the first row, that is name, and applies upper function, then goes to second row and applies upper function. And this process continues till all the rows are finished. Coming to the output, all the names are converted into uppercase and we had 4 rows in the table and we got 4 outputs as well. So input rows is equal to output rows. So guys, here upper function is an SRF because for every single row we got one output. Now let us see our second query. Write an SQL query to retrieve the character count of each student name from the students table. Guys, here the character count means the length of the names. So don't confuse. Select keyword is used to display the result, and whatever we write after select will be shown in the output. Length is an SRF function. It is used to count the number of characters in a string. Here, name is the column on which the length function is applied, and length works on one row at a time. From students means the data is taken from student table. Now we will understand how SQL executes this query. SQL goes to students table. It takes the first row name and calculates its length. And then it goes to second row and it does the same, that it finds the length of the second name. This continues for all the rows. Now let's see the output. Raju has 4 characters. Ravi also has 4 characters. Aman also has 4 characters. Neha has 4 characters. Here, length is an SRF function. Each row gives one output. That is, the number of input rows is equal to number of output rows. Now guys, this is your practice question. Write a query to display all the students' name in lowercase. Once you're done with it, write your SQL query in the comment box and I'm going to check everyone's. Now we will see some of the queries on MRF using employee table. So guys, this is an employee table which has 5 rows and 4 columns. That is employee ID, employee name, department and salary. Our first query is write an SQL query to find total number of employees. So by reading this query, we understood that we have to write a query to find total number of records in the given employees table. Here, select keyword is used to display the result, and whatever the function we write after select, its output will be shown. Now here, listen carefully guys. Count is a multi-row function. It is used to count the rows. The asterisk means count all rows, including the rows that contain null values. But we don't have any null values in our employee table. And guys, this is very important. Count asterisk does not care about column values. It only counts the number of rows. From employees means the data is taken from employees table. We will see how SQL executes this query. SQL goes to employee table. It scans all the rows one by one and counts each row. Finally, it returns the total count as 5 because there are 5 rows present in this employee table. Guys, you can see that the table has 5 rows but the output has only 1 row. And now we can say that count function is an MRF function because it checks many rows and returns only one result. Now we will see the second query. What is the total combined salary of all employees? By reading this question, we understood that we have to write a query to find total salary of all the employees. Here, select keyword is used to display the result. And whatever the function we write after select, its input will be shown. Here, sum is a multi-row function which is used to add all the numerical values in a column. And guys, salary is a column on which sum function is applied. From employees means the data is taken from the employees table. Now we will understand how SQL executes this query. First, SQL goes to employees table. It takes the salary from the first row. Then it takes the salary from the second row. It keeps adding salaries from all the rows. Finally, it returns the total sum as one value. Now, if we calculate all the salaries, the sum will be 2,37,000. And guys, sum function is an MRF function because it uses salary values from multiple rows, but it returns only one result. Now guys, for these questions, you have to think and write SQL queries. That is, what is the average salary of all the employees? What is the highest salary paid to any employee in the employees table? Once done, please write your queries in the comment box and I will check each and every ones. So guys, in this video, we clearly understood the difference between SRF and MRF. We also solved example queries using SRF and MRF and how they work on data. And don't forget to practice the questions I gave you because that's where real understanding happens. If you have any doubts, comment below. I will definitely reply to everyone. Like the video if it helped you and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more SQL concepts explained in simple way. See you in the next video. Happy learning.